There was one rule everyone believed in the air war. One assumption so deeply rooted that it shaped doctrine, training, and confidence on both sides. One pilot does not change a war. Fighter aces were symbols, propaganda tools, useful but ultimately expendable. Air superiority was supposed to belong to systems, radar networks, formation, industrial output. Germany believed this more than anyone. The Luftwaffe did not fear individual pilots. They feared factories, fuel shortages, numbers. A single enemy fighter, no matter how skilled, was irrelevant. In German assessments, the thinking was clear. Enemy pilot skill varies. Attrition will resolve the imbalance. One man could not matter. But over occupied Europe, mission after mission, one RAF pilot kept doing something that didn't fit the rule. German squadrons began reporting the same disturbing pattern. The same aircraft, the same tactics, the same outcome. And slowly, reluctantly, Germany realized something unthinkable. One man was breaking their air war. You are James Edgar Johnny Johnson, born in 1915, son of a police officer, quiet, focused, methodical. Before the war, you weren't a natural star. You weren't loud. You weren't reckless. In fact, you almost never flew combat at all. A rugby injury to your shoulder nearly ended your career before it began. Doctors doubted you could handle high G turns. But Johnson refused to quit. By 1941, he's flying Supermarine Spitfires with RAF Fighter Command. Age, 26. At this point in the war, Germany still believes it owns the skies. The Luftwaffe is battle-hardened. Its pilots are veterans of Poland, France, and the Eastern Front. Many have dozens of confirmed kills. Britain is defensive, reacting, holding on. But by 1942, the war begins to shift. The RAF goes on the offensive over occupied Europe. And that's where Johnson thrives. He doesn't chase glory. He doesn't break formation. He studies enemy habits, entry angles, escape routes. And while others fly to survive the mission, Johnson flies to control the fight. You climb to 20,000 feet over northern France. The sky is clear, visibility perfect. Your Spitfire vibrates beneath you. You scan, sun at your back. That's when you see them. From Messerschmitt Bf 109s, slightly below, moving to intercept bombers. Distance, 1,200 yards. You don't rush. You wait. 800 yards. You roll inverted and dive. The world accelerates. Wind screams against the canopy. You line up the lead aircraft. 200 yards. You fire. Your 20mm cannons rip through the fuselage. The Messerschmitt explodes. The rest scatter. You don't chase randomly. You predict. You cut across their escape vector. Another Bf 109 crosses your sights. You fire again. Another kill. This happens again, and again, and again. Mission after mission. Johnson survives not because he's lucky, but because he refuses unnecessary risk. German pilots begin noticing something unsettling. When Johnson is in the sky, their losses spike. When he appears, formations break. Veterans disappear. By 1943, Johnson has 20 confirmed kills, all against experienced enemy pilots. By 1944, and then 34, no one in the RAF comes close. More importantly, Germany can't replace the men he's killing. Every pilot Johnson shoots down represents years of training, dozens of previous victories, tactical knowledge that cannot be taught quickly. German after-action reports grow tense. Enemy fighter leader displays exceptional anticipation. Avoid prolonged engagement. That language matters. Germany does not write that about individuals, but now they are. If you find these overlooked details of military history as fascinating as we do, we'd be honored if you'd hit that subscribe button. Stories of courage, skill, and quiet impact deserve to be remembered, and by subscribing, you help ensure they aren't lost to time. Johnson doesn't just win fights, he forces changes. German squadrons begin altering patrol altitudes, avoiding certain sectors, breaking off engagements earlier than doctrine recommends. This is unprecedented, not because Johnson is invincible, but because he is consistent. Where other aces burn bright and die young, Johnson keeps flying. He leads by example. His wingmen survive longer, score more kills, lose fewer aircraft. One man becomes a force multiplier. Germany realizes the problem too late. They aren't fighting one pilot. They're fighting a leader who makes everyone around him deadlier. Spring 1944. The invasion is coming. Germany needs air control more than ever. But Johnson is still there, still flying, still winning. German intelligence flags his squadron, not by name, but by effect. Where they appear, losses follow. The Luftwaffe still flies, still fights, but the confidence is gone. And once air confidence breaks, it never fully returns. Johnson doesn't end the Luftwaffe alone, but he accelerates its collapse. By mid-1944, German pilot training time is cut drastically. Fuel shortages worsen. Veterans are gone, and the RAF, once on the defensive, now dictates the fight. Johnson's approach becomes doctrine. Discipline over ego. Positioning over aggression. Survival as a weapon. Germany's belief in attrition flips against them. They lose faster than they can adapt. The skies over Europe tilt permanently. James "Johnny" Johnson survives the war. No dramatic death. No final blaze of glory. He ends the conflict as the RAF's top ace. After the war, he commands squadrons, then wings, then entire air groups. But he rarely boasts, because Johnson understood something most didn't. Wars aren't changed by moments. They're changed by pressure that never stops. Germany believed one man couldn't matter. They were wrong. If this story moved you, please hit that like button. Every click tells the algorithm that this history is worth remembering. We're dedicated to preserving the stories that don't shout, but change everything. If you want to continue this mission with us, subscribe and turn on notifications. Where are you watching from? Leave a comment and tell us if someone in your family served. Thank you for ensuring that James "Johnny" Johnson and the pilots who fought beside him do not disappear into silence. They deserve to be remembered.